Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, ladies and gentlemen. Emanating, coming at you from the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Check it. It's the one, the only Ring Talk Live Worldwide. And when I say the one, the only, when do I say that? Because I was the original, right? Doing this since 1984. Did the first podcast back in 1994. They said you're going on in it. We never look back from that point forward. Of course, we come to you live each and every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Actually, Saturday and Sunday. This is a Sunday show. 11 a.m. Pacific time, 11:06 a.m. Pacific time. That's our start. 2:06 p.m. Eastern time. The 2-hour start on the Sunday show. The Saturday show, same start. 11:06 a.m. Pacific time, 2:06 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, Saturday is 1 hour, Sunday is 2 hours. Live here on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Twitch Radio, of course, Twitch.tv, and of course, YouTube TV as well. But straight up, we're talking about the world of boxing from A to Z, and we'll go through the heavyweight division. We'll go look back in time on some of the great heavyweights and who are heavyweights today. Of course, the current heavyweight champion, Oleg Usyk, never been my really guy, but bottom line is a kid from Ukraine, has beaten a lot of guys that didn't think he was a beat, but he beat him, and of course, he lost to Rico Verhoeven. I mean, he was on his way to losing before the referee and some judges saved him in that fight a couple of months ago. So I'm trying to tell you is stick a fork in him. He's done. So who is the next heavyweight? There really isn't one. Unless, like, Bailey's going to gain some weight. But outside of that, I'm telling you, the heavyweight division really looks dismal, especially from an American point of view. I mean, probably the best American, the best guy living in America that's a heavyweight is like Frank Martin. He's from Cuba. Okay? And of course, he's been beaten one time. But the bottom line is he's stepping aside. He's going to let Moses Atama fight for the IBF heavyweight title. It'll be a vacant title bout, I think, with Daniel Dubois. They're going to hook it up. But the bottom line is he's taking step-aside money. Smart move. Get money to step aside and not fight like the fighters of the old days. I mean, that's the way to do it. In other words, if you can get $1 million to step aside and not fight somebody, you got to take it. You just have to. I mean, business or not. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-75. The dysfunctional one will try to get the things together during the commercial break and come back afterwards. Tommy D will be here, and we'll hear from William Zepeda as well. Straight up, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Impeccable one, take it away.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV. Built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset, All In Lid, isn't about what you wear. It's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. allinlid.com. Be sure to check it out. allinlid.com.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
This summer, the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich and pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. I found girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
He must know that I'm not like no other fighter. I can give it and I can take it.
Yeah, but I can't pay my bills. That's the bottom line. Of course, Floyd having some more issues as far as courts and all that kind of good stuff. Listen, we wish nothing but the worst for Floyd Mayweather. Bottom line is, I'm never been my favorite guy. Of course, he's been a bit of a turd. Probably the most unlikable boxer to come around in a long time, at least from this perspective. Of course, Tommy D likes him. Tommy D, you a big Floyd Mayweather fan?
Not really. Not anymore.
I mean, well, the kid at 135 when he was knocking people over and things like that, and up to 140 when he beat Ricky Hatton, I thought was like I went to see him fight, but after that, not so much.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd was a better version of Floyd Mayweather than Money Mayweather. There's two different Floyd Mayweathers, and I think you're referring to Pretty Boy Floyd, where he was fighting the top guys at the lower weight classes, and he was getting knockouts. He was stepping on his punches, and he was getting guys out of there.
Okay, why is it? And I asked Sock this yesterday. Why is it guys today, for the most part, are put to this way? Why do we have less punchers today than we did 10 or 15 years ago in boxing? Why do we have less boxers? Why do we have less punchers?
I don't know if we have less punches. I think we have fighters now that prefer to box and don't want to take any risk.
You mean like they don't like throwing that third punch, that left hook?
Yeah, exactly. Throwing that third punch or committing themselves, or maybe selling out a little bit more. People are complacent and being, or trying to be a little bit more defensive.
But you can't hit home runs unless you throw that third hook. You can't. Great fighters finish with the near hand. You're in close because after you've done some damage with that shot, you're close enough to do some more damage, figure things out. Maybe pivot, step the other way. There's all kinds of things you can do, but you've got to land effective punches. And guys don't seem to. Tommy Hearns, I brought this up yesterday, at 132 pounds, he couldn't punch. Him and Bailey, they're about the same. You know what I'm saying? Punching power, right? 132, he couldn't punch his way out of a paper bag. Yet, he moved up to 147, 15 pounds, and got with Emmanuel Stewart, and then became like one of the greatest punchers in the history of boxing. Okay, so you can be taught how to punch. I don't think they're the trainers nowadays that can teach guys. And plus, guys don't want to commit themselves. You've got to be able to commit yourself. I always thought that if I threw 4 shots and I landed 1 or 2, everything was going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Because you set things up. You missed the 4, you got to reassess things because there's probably incoming fire.
I guess. I don't know, man. Boxing nowadays is gotten kind of. I don't know. It's not the same. Like these guys. First of all, we don't get the guys fighting the best anymore. We don't see that. We got this kind of like this mirage where Turkey came into the play and said he was going to put the fighters.
Explain to the listeners who Turkey is.
Turkey is one of your favorite people in the world, out of Saudi Arabia, who has billions and billions of money, dollars or whatever you want to call it. And he said that he was going to get into boxing and work with these promoters to put on the best shows and put the best versus the best. And I think he started out doing that, and then lately he hasn't really done anything except giving these guys a whole lot of money for them to sit on and not make the fights.
Well, I would never go back to the Middle East. I don't care how much money he would throw at me. I'm serious. He could offer me an armored car. I wouldn't go back. I just wouldn't go back. First of all, I'd be scared he'd have me killed over there. Okay. And second of all, it's a despicable place. Everybody smells. That's what you pick up in the Middle East is that funk is on the street. And God forbid there's a breeze.
I don't even know how to respond.
You can't respond to it. There's no way to respond to it. But that's the Middle East. Anyway, let me get about this. Boxing and punching, you can't have one without the other. I think we're experiencing an era where we've got less fighters and more touchers. Of course, last week, Lamont Roach was put in a fight where he did a lot of touching, and he never threw shots to try to commit himself. He never threw a right. He never sat down on his right hand and threw it like, man, I'm going to try to hurt you. He didn't try. He tried to box his way around this and that obviously didn't work with William Zepeda. I thought Zepeda won all but one round, maybe won 11 rounds.
Maybe 10, maybe not 11. I thought Roach maybe won the first couple rounds. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. But then again, that goes to show where fighters, are they really taking certain fighters serious? Are they training properly? Because Roach didn't look conditioned in that fight. He didn't look like a 12-round fighter in that fight, So I don't know. I really don't know what's up with these guys and what they're doing in the gym and how they take these fights, from fighter to fighter. But I think they in that case, I think they underestimated the guy.
No, I don't think you can underestimate him. He lost one fight to Shakur Stevenson, and outside of that, he roughed everybody up and he was knocking people. He was just and plus all them punches he throws. He trains at that high altitude down there in Mexico, which I thought was a bit of a lark, but obviously it isn't. Salvador Sanchez proved me wrong on that one, as did this guy. He was throwing 80, 90 punches late in the fight. Around.
Yeah, but you say that like he's been other than Shakur Stevenson. That's not necessarily true because I know he changed some things in the fight with Roach, but remember 2 fights before the Shakur fight, he fought Farmer twice, and he arguably lost those fights, and he got gifted, and he got dropped.
Good point.
In one of those fights to Farmer. Point. So credit to Zepeda. I think they came with a great game plan. He did some things differently than what he's usually doing, and you don't give credit to Roach because he lost, and I really think they took him for granted.
Here's what's up: is that there comes a point in time where you either have to step across that invisible line in the center of the ring or in a boxing ring, and you have to set down on your shots. You have to believe in yourself. And he didn't believe in himself. And these guys don't believe in themselves because if you crack somebody good enough with the right hand, the left hook is a natural.
Yeah.
Because he's already stunned to it. Bob, boom, bang. And that's how listen, I told you I got dropped a few times. I don't want to say how many, but the bottom line is every time I got dropped it was by hooks. I never got hurt by a shot that I saw coming straight. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
But the punches you don't see, man, like yikes, man, lights out.
What's crazy?
Go on.
Just real quick on that fight. What's crazy is that when he fought Pitbull Cruz, he stepped on the gas in that second half of the fight. He was dropped early in the fight, right? And there was no open scoring, so he had to know that he was down. In this fight against Zepeda, there was open scoring in that fight. He knew he was down, and he didn't step on the gas. So I'm not sure. I don't think the guy was conditioned. I don't think they took the guy serious, and they really had no plan B and no plan C, and there was no sense of urgency either, knowing that he was down on the cards.
Are you trying to tell me that basically a Mexican can of Rage sprayed Roach for 36 minutes?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
All right. 32 minutes.
32 minutes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when he fought Pitbull Cruz, we seen Pitbull Cruz do things that we never seen before, which is he moved a lot, was on his back foot, he was making faces and everything. In my opinion, I thought Roach came back. He hurt Pitbull Cruz, which nobody's ever done. And he made him change, and he got a draw, which I thought he won, but it wasn't robbery. It was a close fight. And now he's fighting Zepeda, who throws a lot of punches, but not really a big puncher, and who's looked bad in his last 3 fights. And he made no adjustments. They couldn't do anything with him. So,
it's sort of when you've got a guy that's a windmill in front of you and you don't have anything to keep him off, there's nothing you can do.
No.
There's nothing. It's like, again, going into a gunfight with a knife.
Yeah.
Chances are you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And yet punchers are still, you thought that maybe guys don't want to commit themselves until the 3rd and the 4th punch. I don't think they're being taught that. Because if you're taught that, you just go out there and you throw it naturally. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, when you
and they're not.
you're throwing
And you're right.
when you throw on the pads, you're not throwing 1-2s.
Yeah, you're right. And they should be telling that in the corner too, and you don't hear the instructions in the corners anymore.
No, well, I don't. Maybe who are the good? All right, before we go to a break, a couple minutes here. Who are the good trainers nowadays? I mean, Emmanuel Stewart and Angelo Dundee, those guys, those old timers, this and that. Those guys are dead and gone. Who are the prominent trainers nowadays?
I mean, Bomac is considered one of the best now because he had the best fighter.
He's one of the biggest.
He's he's.
When's the last time that guy stepped through the ropes?
I have no idea.
Doesn't he do all his work from the outside?
From the outside, yeah, he doesn't even get in the ring.
No, like that time I don't know if I told you this, but I was in Detroit. I did Aretha Franklin a couple times, introduced her to do the national anthem in events. And one time she was too fat, she couldn't fit through the ropes, right? So I was slick enough to realize this is embarrassing. So I took the mic down to the floor and had her do it from the floor. No sense in embarrassing her. I mean, come on, man. She's the queen of soul. Plus, she liked me. Pedro, you can call me Aretha. I said, okay, Miss Franklin. No. I said, okay, Miss Franklin. She didn't. She looked at me with this puzzled look on her face. She would always be Miss Franklin to me. She wouldn't be Aretha. You see, you got to give certain people get certain levels of respect, and she was a queen of soul, and I think you got to give that to her. Pedro, you didn't call me Aretha. Okay, Miss Frank. But she made me feel good. Let's go to a break. She made me feel good, and I remember both times, I was nervous. I mean, you're going to introduce Aretha Franklin. You're not introducing some hobo bum in a 4-round fight somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You're introducing Aretha Franklin. The pressure was there. And for once, I didn't choke. Straight up, you are to the ring talk.
I know that you want me, Lord, have mercy.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract. even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
You want to say Cassius Clay when Howard Cosell and everybody is calling Muhammad Ali, then why you got to be one of all people whose color to keep saying Cassius Clay? My name is Muhammad Ali, and you will announce it right there in the center of that ring after the fight if you don't do it now.
Okay, check this out. That was Muhammad Ali talking to Ernie Terrell. Ernie Terrell, of course, went 50 rounds with Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali kicked the spit out of him. When I say spit, I mean spit with a capital H. He beat on him every round. He kept saying to me, what's my name? What's my name? What's my name? So anyways, Ernie Terrell stands about 6'5", 6'6". I mean, he's really a big dude. He's a giant of a man. So I saw him at the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the 1990s. I said to him, man, how come you kept calling the dude Cassius Clay? You knew that was pissing him off. He said, listen, there's no way in the world I imagine that little midget ever beating me. That's what he said to me. Okay, Ernie Terrell. He goes, got lick like a stamp. Of course, Ernie, may he rest in peace, but that was the story of Ernie Terrell, Muhammad Ali. Why won't you call me my real name, Muhammad Ali? Now, back to a man we call several different names. Tommy D, Sir Thomas Dillemuth. I keep going and going, but he's got so many aliases with a long list. Not aliases, stage names. Is that a good way to put his stage names?
I guess.
Come on, Tommy D, Sir Thomas Dillemuth. You're all over the place. Who are the today's promoters in boxing? I mean, it used to be Don King and Bob Arum. Is Bob Arum still around to an extent?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's his name, and you know, he shows up at events. But I mean, Todd DeBuff, I think that's his son-in-law. I think he's the one really in control of Top Rank. And then you know, you got Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. You have Frank Warren of Queensberry. You got your boy De La Hoya, Golden Boy.
Mm-hmm.
You even got Salita Promotions. You know, that has Clarissa Steele and stuff. You know, Zuffa. You know, that's your other favorite guy in Dana White. And Jake Paul. I mean, you got a lot of good friends as promoters.
It's always been that way. it's always been that way. Promoters would see me at events and say, "Oh, I remember one time this judge, Jack Shabaris, he looked just like Curly in the Three Stooges. He's been dead about 20 years now. Anyway, but back in the early part of my journalistic career, when I was writing for the newspapers locally, if I would sit down next to him, he would start freaking out and start sweating. I never realized what he was sweating. He said I made him that nervous. In other words, he didn't want to have the same. He wanted to make sure my scorecard was like his scorecard. Feel me?
Yeah.
And the poor dude, that poor dude. I stressed that poor dude out. But anyway, of all these promoters, is there anybody that's that reigns supreme? Like, you know, Don King was a king at one point in time. Arum was a king at one point in time. Even Dan Duva was a king at one point in time.
I honestly, I don't think you could say that one is better than the other. You know, I think each one has their moments now. You know, every now and then, and each one has, you know, their top fighters that the people want to see. So they you know, that's kind of carrying on their promotion.
You mean like Keyshawn Davis?
Oh shoot. Well, yeah, I don't think that's a good example, but that's a guy that they were invested in and was hoping would do the right thing, and the guy turned down a lot of money to take a big fight, a championship fight. Well, you know, another example of a spoiled fighter.
According to Master Bob of the Top Rank Plantation, he said he popped off wanting the fight and kept telling me he wanted the fight. This is the fight that he wanted, this and that. So they bid, and I think it was like he was getting close to $3 million in the purse bid. The offer before the purse bid, and he turned that down. The purse bid turned out to be a little bit less than the offer originally. He still could have got the original offer, and he turned down both. So Master Bob's a little upset.
As he should. I mean, listen, you know what we didn't talk about is that not only he turned on the fight, this guy's been getting opportunity after opportunity. This is the same guy that came in overweight last year against De Los Santos, and then they had to refund tickets because they had to take the main event out, right? And then he shows up to the card and gets into a little brawl, after his brother's fight. Like, he's caused a lot of problems for Top Rank, and he's cost them a lot of money, and they still offered him pretty much three times his highest payday, and he turned it down.
So is he stupid or is he a YN?
Oh my god! I'm just gonna say stupid, just for radio purposes.
I thought you were gonna back out of that. I knew.
I was. You know.
Oh, you know what? And some people don't realize what we're talking about. I can't go into it in depth, or they take me off the air. They just would. But I will say this. I told Sock this. I do surveillance in different towns, and yesterday I got chased in Marin County. That was pretty funny. But anyway, the guy I was following, they brought me over there, Tommy D, to be the second car in the surveillance team. Okay. Because they said the guy got hit to the first car. Well, they didn't tell me that the first car was a white Honda because I have a white Honda. So when I went over there to take this guy's place, I took his place with the same kind of car. You know where I'm coming from? So the dude comes out of his house and he sees me. So I say to myself, man, time to drive away. So this dude's chasing me all around San Rafael. And I didn't know what was going on. Bottom line is I didn't know if he was violent or anything like that. So I just got on the freeway and went home. I still bill for the hours.
Yeah, but that's smart because you really don't know what the other person is doing nowadays. Everybody's a little bit.
No, here's what they told me. They told me he was doing blow, that he was slipping out the house to do blow. He would like go around the corner, do blow in his car, and then come back. Didn't want to do blow in the house, I guess, with relatives or something like that. So anyway, he went around the corner and he hid behind his house and he sort of gave me the slip at one point in time. And then I realized, you know what, this is crazy. And I'm driving in one direction, he's driving in the other, and he hooks a U-turn. So I said to myself, it's time to get out of Marin. Because Marin County is the most beautiful place in the world. Tommy D, I know you don't travel much, man, but I'm telling you, Marin County outside of Cali, Columbia, and Columbia in general in the country, Marin County is the most beautiful place in the world.
Okay.
I've been to 34 countries.
And that's where's that? That's in the West Coast.
County, right across the Golden Gate Bridge, the other side of the Golden Bridge. That's where my spoiled ass producer lives. He ain't saying nothing now. I like that, spoiled, because anybody who lives in Marin is spoiled. You're spoiled. You just are. You've got the best weather in the absolute world. I mean, the best weather in the world. And you know what? You don't have any crime. I mean, I'll bring that up. I've talked about working in Marin County. I usually don't get scared. I got scared when that guy chased me a little bit yesterday. But the bottom line is, when I work in black cities like Oakland and Richmond, I try to build. I tell people instead of $120 an hour, I go it's $225 an hour, and I try to scare them away with a high rate. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And they go okay, and I went because I really don't want to do it. I don't know. I've told you this, but like 6 or 8 months ago, I was in Oakland. And I was watching a post office box for a guy coming to pick up his mail, and these brothers came to the post office. They got into a beef, and they started shooting at each other, and there were one car in front of me on the sidewalk. That's close enough to get shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yikes. The money ain't worth it. Anyway, straight up, let's go back to the heavyweight division for a second. Oleg Usyk, Danny Dubois, Ajit Kayabel, Murat Gasev, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Lawrence Okoli, Fabio Wardley, Flip Hagovic, and Richard Rupp something. Anyway, but the bottom line is we go down to Moses Itama 13. Is the only one outside of him and Sanchez? Is the only one that really has hope here as being heavyweight champion?
You disappoint me today because I've been bringing this guy up on this show a few times already. I really like Ajit Kayabel. I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's the real deal. I think he's legit. And I think Usyk ran away from him. I mean, we're talking about Usyk. A lot of people think Usyk's pound for pound the guy.
We lost Tommy D.
Yeah, I think he ducked Ajit Kayabel, bro.
Yeah, well, this was up. Didn't they just anoint Kayabel the WBC champion? Is he the anointed champion? You don't give titles to guys. You have vacant bouts. Even if he has to fight Bailey in a vacant bout, you know what I'm saying? vacant
Yes.
title. But you fight Vake Bailey or Tommy D or not me. I'm not fighting anybody. But the bottom line is, you find somebody to fight for a vacant title. You don't say he is the champion. That's a little crazy, but that's Mauricio Suleiman.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to go to a break here in like about 30 seconds. Mauricio Suleiman said this week, I saw it on Fight News or boxing scenes like that. He said that Dana White is a boxing man. Whoa. We'll talk about that after the break. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Open phone lines around the planet. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. You can always find Tommy D on what's the channel, Tommy?
TD Sports Talk on YouTube.
Yeah, and he resisted that Tommy D stuff. He resisted it, folks.
Yeah, I really did.
Thomas Dillemuth. The bottom line, one more time.
TD Sports Talk on
Okay,
YouTube.
we'll talk more boxing after the break. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we need right now. America, premium vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Somebody sent me a text. Are you really gonna stomp on Ken Norton on his birthday? Yes, I will. In hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Just the way it is. Bottom line is, he didn't. I didn't like it. I didn't like him at all. I mean, I didn't like him. He wore it the wrong way. I mean, it was like sandpaper. It's like I just didn't dig deep around Ken Norton. Of course, you'll hear about that in hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Now, pound for pound, right now, people talk about no way. Of course, you're gonna eliminate Mr. Oleg Usyk, but the guy that everybody seems to have ducked, and I'm gonna go back to this before I ask you a couple other questions, is David Benavidez. Is he going to stay at cruiserweight? Do you know what he's going to do?
I have no idea. I think because the pool of fighters in that those divisions are just so low. Unless the guys at 168, step up and want to fight him. I don't know. I think
To
Bivol is not going to fight
190
him.
to 200 pounds.
I don't know. That's the only thing that that division has a better group of names than the cruiserweight division right now, and even light heavyweight. So unless he steps up to heavyweight, I mean, could we see David Benavidez just say, you know what, F it, let's go to heavyweight?
You know what, Tommy D? No, 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 no.
He's not that good.
No, against Oleg Usyk, maybe, but against in order for him to win, he would have to probably take a significant amount of punishment. You know where I'm coming from? And that's the flip side. Is a victory worth getting your ass kicked for 10 rounds before you wear this other guy out?
Yeah, you go and those guys hit a lot harder. They're a lot bigger. I mean, there's no cap at the heavyweight division.
No.
You got guys coming in at 250, 260. So it's tough. I'm just saying that's an option because the guys right now at the division. I mean, the fight that I think people want to see now is him and Jai Opetaia. I think that's the fight people want to see.
Well, why do you want to push him at cruiserweight when he was 168 pounder? Nobody wanted to fight him. When he was 175 pounder, nobody wanted to fight him. I'm looking here. Dimitri Bivol got a doctor's note twice to avoid the dude.
Unbelievable. Bivol is such a.
Wait. I mean, how can you show up? Bailey's laughing in the other room. How can you show up with a doctor's note? Oh, I don't want to fight to get a doctor's note.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then Beterbiev is the other guy, and he's like 50.
90.
So it's just something like that. And he may not have doctor's notes, but he's been known to be hurt a few times. So
yeah. All right.
Listen, there's no guys. There's no guys there. There's no name guys there to fight. I think Jai Opetaia is probably the highest profile name to fight.
Yeah,
and that's even difficult.
Here's what's up. If I was Benavidez, I wouldn't want to fight Jai right now. I just wouldn't. Beating up Zurdo was a significant accomplishment because of size and that. But let's be honest, Zurdo wasn't much.
Zurdo's not much. But listen, I mean, he went up and fought Zurdo, so now he's the cruiserweight champion. So technically, he's a cruiserweight. I mean, who else is there? You want to see him against Chris Billion Smith? I mean, there's nobody there at cruiserweight. I'm looking at it now.
All right.
You got, Jai Opetaia and Chris Billion Smith, and then there's a bunch of other Russians and UK guys that are like, no.
Okay. Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, are they going to hook it up? But is Robert Garcia handling Virgil Ortiz still?
Yeah, he's the trainer.
So he's been saying this fight this is going to happen. Is it going to happen?
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think so. I just don't think that Golden Boy wants to fight. I think they're overpricing themselves. I think this is what the moves they should be doing. If I'm not mistaken, Virgil is the interim. He should be trying to get a fight with Fundora, who's the champion in the WBC.
Come on, man.
Let's get a unification already.
No. If you told Pedro that if I was in Virgil's spot, you know what I would do? I would leave town.
You don't think he could beat Fundora?
Hell no. A 6 foot. Listen, that guy's getting better at what he does. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You're right. He has gotten better.
And it's scary if he's 6'6". I mean, I remember spitting bricks when I fought that guy who was 6'1.5". I was scared to death. Not of him, but of his height.
But you know what, Pedro? Get this. Virgil Ortiz has yet to be a world champion.
31-year-old prospect.
Yeah, when is he going to step up and fight a world champion? I think Boots Ennis is going to unify with Kelly in the UK because they're both promoted by Eddie Hearn. Right. So now you're going to have three world titles out of the 4 with one guy, and Fundora has the other one. So Virgil should fight Fundora already, and let the winner of that fight the winner of Boots and Kelly, and let's get undisputed at 154.
Okay, I got a text here. Why would anybody be scared of fighting Devin Haney? Devin Haney is such a significant puncher. Let me see. 15 KOs and 33 wins. And of course, there was that win that went away. The loss that went away against Ryan Garcia. I know you wanted that erased from YouTube, but they never erased it from YouTube. He was down more times than a hooker on a Saturday night.
That is diabolical. That's insane. But you know what? Ryan, cheated. He cheated. You know, he got popped dirty. It is what it is. And right now, for whatever reason, a lot of people saying that people are scared to fight Devin. Well, maybe Keyshawn is because he turned down that money, but he hasn't fought in November, and every negotiation that these guys have been in since then have not worked out. They couldn't get the fight with Rolly. They couldn't get the rematch with Ryan. They just tried to get a fight with Liam Paro. They couldn't get that. Now they're looking at trying to get, they got Keyshawn. Keyshawn turned down a fight, and now they're looking to fight Jack Catterall. I don't know what it is. Are people afraid of him, or is somebody, is somebody asking for too much money? I mean, something is up here. I mean, I don't know what it is, but
why wasn't Raleigh Romero and Teofimo Lopez? Why wasn't that in New York?
I don't know. I think that's between them. I don't know. I mean, Teofimo is not really a New Yorker. He's a Florida guy anyway.
Okay,
but
I thought he fought out of the Big Apple. No.
Yeah, I mean, because he's from Brooklyn. His father's from Brooklyn, but he was pretty much raised in Florida.
Okay. All right. Raleigh Romero 17-2 for 13 whacks. Teofimo Lopez 22-2, 13 whacks. They're supposed to go August 22nd in Las Vegas, I believe.
That's a pay-per-view. That's a joke.
No, that's not. Listen, no, it's not a pay-per-view because we're all we're going over somebody else's house to watch it. I go over Bailey's house. Bailey's got one of these hot boxes. Bailey's got a hot box. Bailey's shaking his head. Bailey said, "Don't snitch me off on the radio here, man." No. I go over. These people live in Marin. They got like these exclusive TV deals. You know what I'm saying? They watch anything. So I just go over to Bailey's house. He puts it up on the 96-inch. Did I mention it was a 96-inch screen?
90. Wow.
Yeah, it's like the whole living room. That's the way that people roll in Marin County, man. That's the way they roll. Anyway, there was something. I saw some gossip this week regarding Jesse Rodriguez in Illinois. Is Illinois calling him out?
I'm not sure. I know that there's been some talks in the media, but I don't know if they actually trying to actually fight because Bam would have to move up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, but you know what? Money is money. Here's what's up. He ain't going to beat the guy probably at any point in time. So why not roll up and get the money? If he's fighting at 118 right now, right? Isn't Bam at 118 now? Yeah, he's a bantamweight. He's at 118, 24 and zip at 118 pounds. He moves up 4 pounds. I moved up 7 pounds or 8 pounds and got spanked. I mean, spanked. So moving up a weight can be deadly, but I think for that kind of money, I mean, I go over to Japan. I bring my own food, the whole 9 yards, and go over there and roll the dice.
Yeah. Hey, if they can make it happen, what is it like? What is it like? 6 pounds, 7 pounds?
4
pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can make it happen. I mean, that's a fight that I think everybody would pay to see. The question is, where do you put that fight?
You put it in Japan. And listen, Tommy D might even get out the private jet for that one. Speaking of Japan, Noah Inoue, of course, coming off that win over Mr. Nakatani, Junto Nakatani. Junto Nakatani, his trainer came on the show and said every F dropped about 95 F-bombs. The guy in the other room turned a whiter shade of pale. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did. He couldn't believe because he wouldn't stop. As I said, don't say that. He kept going. Anyway, he says Nakatani had broken bones. So they're going to try to force this Nakatani Noah Inoue rematch on us before they do anything else, aren't they?
It sounds that way, but I don't think anybody really wants to see it again. I don't. I mean, he got his opportunity. I think they just need to move on from each other. Unless he's going to use those F-bombs in the corner to fire his fighter up in the beginning of the fight instead of waiting until the 9th round.
Are you kidding? No, he didn't even do it in the 9th round. I'd have been on it. I'd have been a pin in his ass from the get-go. Listen, man, you ain't gonna win this fight. I mean, when you come back after 1 round, you ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Bam, bam. You ain't done nothing yet. You got to go out there. You got to impose your will. You need to step across that line, and you've got to convince guys to step across that line. But they got to have the confidence to do it.
Yeah.
And Nakatani, right. I don't think he had the confidence to do it against the other guy.
And it's a shame because I picked Nakatani to win that fight.
No, you pick. Who else did you pick of late?
I've been doing pretty bad. I'll tell you what, I might as well throw it out there now. I got T.O. beating Rolly. A lot of people don't like that pick, but I got T.O. beating Rolly in this fight. So maybe if you want to make some money, you bet on Rolly.
Oh no. So tell me about that women. Did you watch a women's card last night?
Yeah, it was okay.
How many knockouts?
Oh, no knockouts for the women.
Oh, how come?
But I'm gonna tell you what. Listen,
Huh?
listen to me and listen. Listen.
Okay.
Trust me when I tell you this. If I put you on to anything, I'll put you on to this. Even though she didn't get a knockout, that girl took a good punch. That girl from Canada, Tam Tebow.
Yeah.
Tam Tebow. She's super middleweight. She is a monster. I think if you watch her fight, I think you'll like her fight. She's dangerous. I like her a lot. I think she's your type of fighter. Look into her, watch her. I think you like it. She didn't get. I thought she was going to stop the girl, but the girl, she took a lot of punishment that fight, and survived the 10 rounds. But watch her. That's somebody you need to watch.
Okay.
Tam Tebow.
Everybody's talking about people in the UK are talking about Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, how did your guy let him off the deck?
I don't know. That looked a little funny to me.
You think that might have been a little funny?
It looked funny to me. I heard what I heard was that supposedly they said that he wasn't feeling well up to the fight, which I don't believe, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they were out there for like a month. They took this fight very serious.
Yeah.
And then to say they were all of a sudden sick, so something doesn't make sense. I mean, he wasn't sick enough to look good in that first round.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. Berlanga looked good last week. Of course, he was in against a guy that was a bit smaller than him going in, right? Guy was like natural junior middleweight, something like that. All right.
Yeah, I mean, Berlanga did good for a guy that, got knocked out his previous fight, and he got dropped, and he came back from the deck and pretty much stopped the guy. So you got to give him credit for that. But I think he needs, now he got that fight out the way, he's got to, take a step up in competition and, prove the doubters wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give him credit for that.
All right, Tommy D. Tommy D, hug the wife, man, and say hello for me. Give her my best. I know contract renegotiations are coming up soon, and she's tough. So tell her to be nice to me. In fact, buy her a bottle. So she like fine cognac? I'll send her a bottle of cognac.
Nah, no cognac for her. No bottles either. No.
Okay, no. Can I send her a soda?
Maybe a glass of wine.
Okay, a glass of wine. That's
Not
okay.
even a bottle of wine. I don't want to get hit with a bottle, but maybe a glass of wine.
Oh my God, violence in the household. Straight up. I wish you the best. Have a great week and good luck. Hopefully we'll be together next week.
We will. I'll do my best.
All right, much best. The great Sir Thomas Dillemuth. You can catch him Friday nights, of course. The TD Sports Network. That is on YouTube. Straight up, you are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines, always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. That's 800-364-2984.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
But it's something else to watch two men at the highest level battle, and one may be favored over the other, but you never know what's going to happen. And that's why boxing is the way it is.
Earlier this week out of Texas, a Brazos County man was charged with manslaughter in the killing of a boxer. Of course, talk about Hannah Fox. She was a female boxer. Evidently, the guy backed up over her. I mean, how do you back up over somebody? Evidently, they were on a bicycle or something like that, but you backed over somebody? Bottom line is, he's in jail. He's going to be in jail for a long time, but the bottom line is family, may they rest in peace, of course, Hannah Fox. All right. The MVP last night, of course, on that card, that was thrown by Jake Paul. The MVP promotion was Dina Thorson, 25-0, now 9 KOs, regained her crown at the top of the 118-pound division, and she became the new undisputed champion, 118-pound bantamweight champion. Of course, with a dominant, unanimous nod over 190. She won all 10 rounds over MVP and Australia's first ever undisputed champion. Talk about the four-belt era, Trineka Johnson, now throwing 19-3, 8 KOs. I mean, I'm not big on women's boxing because of the fact that they can't punch. In fact, I'm not big on men's boxing and can't punch. Listen, if you can't punch, I mean, I wasn't a great puncher, this and that, but you sort of like, you have to stand your ground and dig your feet in sometimes and just go for it. And nowadays, people don't want to go for it. Therefore, you're left unsatisfied when you look at boxing on television nowadays. Larry Merchant watched some TV last night. He said to me, I didn't know any of those names and they weren't all that exciting. They didn't show anything. Maybe we'll get a special guy. No. There's nothing special coming out this weekend as far as boxing is concerned. Of course, upcoming boxing, Virgil Ortiz and Jerry Ennis. This is the fight that everybody wants to see. I mean, at one point in time, Virgil Ortiz was like the next Oscar De La Hoya. He was going to be the superstar. The next superstar of boxing. But something happened along the way, and he missed the boat. Injuries, blood issues, moving up in weight, having weight. I mean, all kinds. He's had about 19 different excuses. The bottom line is, one point in time, we thought he was really going to be a great fighter, but he has yet to achieve even really being a very good fighter. So we'll see what happens with him. Him and Jared Ennis, got to pick Ennis, no doubt about that. Straight up, this is hour number 1 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide in the Bank. Of course, hour number 2 coming up right after news right here on Sports Byline. So we're 6 minutes away for hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide here on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, YouTube.com, and of course, Twitch.tv. Straight up, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Mercy, look in my eyes. Lord have mercy. Feelings to revealing you can't deny. Can't deny that you want me, Lord have mercy, look in my eyes.
To hearing from you.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, ladies and gentlemen. Emanating, coming at you from the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Check it. This is it, the one, the only, Ring Talk Live Worldwide. And when I say the one, the only, I'm not bull-spitting you. It's bull-spitting you with an A. Straight up, of course, this is the longest-running fight show in history, Ring Talk Live Worldwide, celebrating 42 years of radio. Straight up, Like, we've been on the internet since 1984. So, like, I'm an old man. Bottom line, I've been doing this a long time. So I think I know a little bit about boxing. But guess what? I'm not the average box fan. I'm not buying the pay-per-views. I go over people's houses and watch them, or maybe through binoculars. But the bottom line is, I'm not buying the pay-per-views per se, because the bottom line is, I don't think a lot of them are worth it. So I go over other people's houses. But if you've got an opinion, you can be part of the show. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. I'll go into depth in this first segment after the break about Raymond Moratello. Of course, he's 25-0. Good champion, no doubt about that. 17 wax. He is a 135-pound champion right now. Talk about moving up to 140. But bottom line is, he should say 135 because Abdullah Mason's there. And, of course, the aforementioned William Zepeda Sakura, the WBC champion, after whooping on Mr. Roach last week. I mean, he was like a 36-minute can of Raid Roach spray. He sprayed Lamont Roach from the beginning to the end. Lamont didn't fare too well. He was pretty beaten up. He knew it. He knew he lost the fight. Lamont knew it. It wasn't even close. There's no doubt about it. The scores were like 117, 111 twice. It means like 9-3 in rounds. And then the one judge had it. My favorite judge, David Sutherland, had it 118, 110, or 10-2 in rounds. So it was a one-sided route, no doubt about that. But I like to see these guys hook it up. I think Zepeda and Sakura and Zepeda Sakura, call him Zepeda. Him and Moratello will make for a great fight. Abdullah Mason's part of that mix, no doubt about that. Plus, he can sell tickets. He's out of Cleveland, Ohio. He can sell tickets. And he's the exception to the rule because he's black and can sell tickets. Not too many black guys sell tickets. Not local guys. I kid you not. Straight up, you're tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide on Sports Byline.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
It's macho time.
I'm going to take things in a slightly different direction, try to repeat myself from hour number one. I'll go to the William Zepeda interview in a minute or so. But the bottom line is, let me tell you about this Hannah Fox thing, okay? Whew, holy cow. 2 charges. This guy was charged with manslaughter and aggravated assault. What happened was he was driving down the road on July the 18th, and he passed Hannah Rapp and her boyfriend or something like that. They were on bicycles, and they said something like, hey, you were driving too close. So what did the guy do? He stopped the truck or the car he was driving, and then he backed over the people. He intentionally killed him. I mean, Hannah Fox is dead. She was a promising professional female boxer, no doubt about that. But man, the bond is set at over $1 million, as well it should be. But think about that. Then the cops show up. The guy's drunk. He's laying in the middle of the highway, he's crying to himself, the whole 9 yards. This guy needs to go to jail for a long, long time. Now, back to the lightweight division. I like it. Of course, I think William Zepeda is a fantastic addition to being the WBC champion. I think the IBF champion, Mr. Raymond Moratella, 25-0, 17 KOs, another good fighter, no doubt about that. But, both those guys fought on the same card a couple of weeks ago, and on the first of this month. Of course, that was in Lamont Roach, when Lamont Roach got beat up looked like a stamp. But the bottom line is they both fought on the same card, so you thought that would be like, the next matchup. But Moratello's talking about wanting to move to 140 pounds. I don't know why. I think at 135 right now, Abdullah Mason, William Zepeda, I mean, all these guys have got a damn good shot at being superstars. Speaking of Zepeda, let's hear him post-fight.
William, congratulations. You worked 10 years to be called the world champion. What did it mean to hear your name called tonight?
¿Cómo te sientes a ser campeón de 10 años de trabajo?
No solo son 10 años, es más. Estoy muy agradecido con todo mi equipo, con toda la gente que me ha apoyado, especialmente a mi familia, que es la que ha estado desde un principio, desde el día 1, y este campeonato se los dedico a ellos.
It's been way more than 10 years. This has been a sacrifice and a struggle with my family, my team, and everything. All the support has finally came true.
About a year ago, you struggled with the boxing skills of Shakur Stevenson. What was different about you tonight?
El año pasado no podías encontrar cómo ganarle a Shakur. ¿Qué cambió en esta pelea?
Me puso una gran prueba Shakur. Creo que me dio un gran examen. Todo este año que estuve fuera del ring, lo practiqué con el equipo y pues trabajamos en lo que nos había hecho falta. Ahorita implementamos algunas cosas. Todavía tenemos que seguir creciendo para estar en la elite.
Against Shakur was an exam I couldn't pass, and you know what? It was humbling. But we took the time, we came back stronger, worked on the weaknesses, and came back, and now we're champion.
You did take some time off, about a year off after your last fight. How much of a difference did that make?
¿Cuánto te ayudó ese tiempo de relajar?
El cuerpo no es una máquina, también lo reciente. Venía de muchas peleas seguidas, ya sentía un poquito el cansancio, pero yo nunca me rajo. Yo soy un buen mexicano que nunca me rajo, nunca digo que no. Tomé la oportunidad, pero también aquí hay que descansar. Y ahorita descansamos y lo demostramos.
Listen, the body breaks down. You may think I'm a machine, but the body breaks down. I needed that break, but just my true Mexican spirit was always going to come through and win fights like this.
You knew Lamont Roach was looking for that counter right hand. How long did it take you to figure him out?
La derecha, pero ¿cuánto tuviste para no darle la derecha de la mano?
No, yo sabía que él me iba a estar casado con su derecha, la estuvimos practicando mucho tiempo. Todos los golpes, de verdad, los estuvimos practicando porque sabemos que es un peleador muy rápido, muy explosivo, pero creo que pusimos nuestro boxeo. Cambió un camarón Zepeda que no solo fue el choque.
Look, we knew he had a right hand. We knew we had to watch out for that right hand, but all the punches that Roach threw, we had to respect every punch, but we were ready for every counter, and tonight was Camaron's night.
You got one belt. There are 3 other belts out there. What do you want to do next?
¿Quién quieres pelear después?
Yo quiero ser campeón indiscutido, a medida que me pongan, nada más que me digan cuándo y dónde.
I want to become undisputed. I don't care who it is or when it is. Put him in front of me and I'm going to beat him.
What's it mean to be a Mexican fighter wearing that green belt?
¿Cómo te sientes ser un mexicano con este cinturón verde WBC?
Vamos, me siento muy orgulloso. Hoy, una vez más, un mexicano de buena fe y viniendo a trabajar a Estados Unidos, pone el nombre de México en lo alto.
Listen, I'd love to come be a Mexican representing Mexico here in the great states of the United States, but look, I'm proud Mexican with a Mexican belt.
No doubt about that. William Zepeda Sakura, of course, one's beaten now, 34-1, that one loss to Shakur Stevenson. Talked about that. Bottom line is Abdullah Mason comes from Cleveland. He can sell tickets. He's 21 and zip. He can crack a little bit. Of course, the aforementioned Raymond Moratella, I'm real high on him. He's 25-0, 29 years old, 25-0, 17 KOs. Of course, coming off that win over Robinson Canseco. And people say, well, Canseco is like a former champion. Canseco is an Olympic gold medalist. Canseco is a hard guy to beat. Outside of being difficult to beat, he's not a whole lot. But the bottom line is, before that, he beat Andy Cruz. So this guy's got a good resume, no doubt about that. But 135 pounds, the best need to fight the best. 140, the best need to fight the best. 147, the welterweight division. People say, the great division. At one point in time, Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, this and that. Now, the welterweight division is not all that much. In fact, the big fight on the welterweight division coming up is probably going to be Conor Benn and, of course, Ryan Garcia. That's going to take place September the 12th in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. That'll be on some type of pay-per-view for sure. But the bottom line is that's taken over. Ryan Garcia has snatched or taken away the September date from Canelo Alvarez. Now, Alvarez tried to say he was injured and couldn't make it this and that. Nobody really wants to see him all that much anymore. I mean, Canelo, he's died off of my mind a long time ago, but finally he's starting to die off the minds and think of Mexican Fox fans. Just go away. No doubt about that. Now, Conor Benn, 25-1, of course, avenged that one loss to Chris Eubank Jr. And the bottom line is, at the end of the day, I'm not real thrilled with him. And Ryan Garcia is a bit of an up and down guy. You never know what Ryan's going to come into the ring because one time he's like, Ryan's like night and day. You never know what he's. I mean, the last time I saw him fight, he took on the young man in Joe Goosen's fighter. Of course, that was at the T-Mobile Arena in May. And Mario Barrios, and although he won almost every round, this and that, he could have done a little bit better. He could have put him away. There's no doubt about it because Mario Barrios didn't fight back. When you're not fighting back and you're just looking to go the distance and you can't take him out of there, shame on you. Because I think Ryan Garcia should have stood there, dug his feet into the ground, and taken him out. No doubt about that. Now, mention the fact that Devin Haney, of course, not getting the fight with Keyshawn Davis. Devin Haney 33-0 with an asterisk. No doubt about that. I thought he lost to Ryan Garcia. Whether you want to say that Ryan Garcia was on Flintstone vitamins, he was. But the bottom line is, are Flintstone vitamins really going to do that for you? I don't know. If they were, I'd probably be taking them now. But I don't think they could. I think that certain people have overestimated some of the effects and the results of performance-enhancing drugs. But we look at 147 pounds, Devin Haney, Richards and Hitchens, Conor Benn, Brian Norman Jr., Arnold Barboza Jr., Teofimo Lopez, I keep going. Leon Paro, I mean, Jack Catterall, I mean, come on, man. He's getting Julian Rodriguez and Delonte Johnson. They sort of round out the top 10. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 Americans in there, but no, outside of Devin Haney and Richardson Hitchens, none of these guys really look world class. As far as Conor Benn's concerned, I think he's going to get beat up by Ryan Garcia. I think that's going to be a beatdown. I just do. I don't think that Conor Benn has never been much. Of course, his father, famous for the fight with McClellan. Of course, Gerald McClellan. When the referee gaffed in the first round, Gerald knocked Nigel Benn into like the fourth row, and the referee gaffed on the count. And he would have counted to 100 if he had to. But the bottom line is, Nigel Benn got back in the ring somehow. The fight continued. 8 or 9 rounds later, Gerald McClellan having fought with a shortage of brain fluid. And when I say that, I mean that he struggled to make weight to the point where he cut weight. He cut 15 or 20 pounds in the last 3 days before that fight. Imagine that, cutting 20 pounds before a fight, 3 days before a fight, 72 hours, you cut 18 to 20 pounds. That's what he did. So he went into the fight with Nigel Benn. He had the brain fluid issue. And what I mean by the brain fluid issue is when you lose a lot of weight that way, it takes away some of the fluid in your brain. That fluid is with stuff that protects your brain when it gets hit because your brain bounces around. But there's no fluid, nothing's going to protect your brain. And the bottom line, of course, Gerald's been handicapped, disabled. He had issues both mentally and physically. Of course, he's blind. I can go on and on. But the bottom line is that referee ruined his career and ruined his life that night. But, I remember when seeing him back in 2004, we were in Lakeport, Illinois, doing a benefit for him and the former heavyweight champion Greg Page, who got really hurt in a boxing match in Louisville, Kentucky, long after his prime. But the bottom line is, Jerry Cooney and I were trying to raise money for him, and he said he pulled me aside. He goes, Pedro, tell me Emmanuel's coming. Tell me Emmanuel's coming. Well, guess what? Emmanuel wasn't coming because Emmanuel was working HBO that night. But that was one of the saddest events I've ever had to take place with. Anyway, nobody came from the boxing world. Nobody came from the boxing world to support this guy. Me and Jerry Cooney. Take that back. Take that back. Richard Sloan, the artist, he was there. Outside of the three of us, nobody from the boxing world support two fallen champions. That's the way it is in the world of boxing. Nobody cares. Straight up, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
I know that you want me, Lord, have mercy.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Well, I'm on Ring Talk, and as you know, this is one of the first shows that got onto the internet. My friend Pedro is a true fighter in his own mind, I should say. But he really is. I seen him exercising the other day, getting ready for somebody. I don't know who it is, because everybody is taking shots at him. So I see him getting himself in good condition so that he can fire back. Never been one to say die. Never been one to hide out. He comes on damn near torpedoes, full steam ahead.
I don't think Don King's ever said that about another writer. I mean, think about that. I'm in the Times Square gym in New York City. I'm retired. Gave it up like a year before, but I'm in good shape, right? Ended up sparring with a guy that was a former world champion, Saul Mambi. Well, I thought that, I didn't want to get embarrassed with him, but Saul made me look good. He made me look like I was like the greatest fighter in the history of boxing. He did it as a favor. I kid you not. And of course, Don King says, "Hey, Pedro, how'd you like to turn pro?" Yeah, right. Bottom line is I ain't got no aspirations to turn professional. No doubt about that. Now, I bring you back in time because today is the 83rd birthday of Ken Norton. Ken Norton, the former heavyweight champion at one point in time, was a WBC heavyweight champion. Of course, he sprang to fame when, of course, he beat Muhammad Ali. I mean, that was a hell of a fight. No doubt about the first time around. Of course, he beats Ali, and it was a bit of a stunner down there in San Diego. It was a 12-round decision. I believe he broke Muhammad Ali's jaw like in the third or the fourth round. Then they had a rematch. Rematch was a big controversial at the Inglewood Forum. Of course, it was a split decision win for Muhammad Ali. Of course, Ali ended up coming back, winning the second fight, and then they fought a little bit anyway. But then he fought George Foreman, and he lost. Talk about Ken Norton. He fought some hobos like Boone Kirkman from Seattle, and then a guy from Oklahoma named Rico Brooks, and this, that. And then he fought Jerry Quarry for the vacant, I think it was for the vacant North American heavyweight title. Jerry Quarry was a great white hope back at that point in time. Jerry Quarry, let me tell you how sharp he was. He could read, he could do, I can't do crossword puzzles. I'm not good at that, okay? I'm not real good at, not the good ones anyway. I can do like simple ones, but not the real good ones. Jerry Quarry can knock out the New York Times crossword puzzle in about 20 minutes. Okay, I kid you not, right? And then, at the end of his career, he couldn't spell New York Times. But the bottom line is it is what it is. Anyway, him and Quarry, and he beat Quarry. And of course, he moved on. He beat a bunch of guys named Bron Stander, and he came up against the third fight with Muhammad Ali back in 1978. 1976. The reason why I bring this up is we'll get to it just a little bit. Of course, that was in the Bronx in Yankee Stadium, no doubt about that. He lost a unanimous nod to Ali across the board, 8-7 in rounds. It was a 50-round fight, so he lost by one round there, 8-7 in another round. Harold 8-7 Letterman, had it 8-7, and Arthur McKenney, the referee, had it 8-6. So Ken Norton lost on 3 scorecards across the board to Muhammad Ali in the Bronx that night. Of course, a lot of people thought that he might have won that fight. In fact, Ken Norton kept saying, I got robbed, I got robbed, I got robbed, I got robbed. This is sort of, he took it to his grave. I kid you not. Anyway, it is what it is. So he fights a few more times, and he fights guys like Ernie Shavers, gets lit up. Of course, gets lit up by Larry Holmes in that big epic fight in 1978 for the vacant world heavyweight title. Of course, Holmes would win a split decision in 15 rounds. It was an epic fight, but that was probably his claim to fame, and he let it go. I mean, that was it. That was Ken. You beat Muhammad Ali, and then you lose 2 fights to him. You come back, you get a shot for the world heavyweight title, and you don't really overperform. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. Ken Norton didn't try to overperform that night, and he lost a split decision to Larry Holmes. So after that point in time, fought a couple of hobos, got knocked out by Ernie Shavers, of course. In his last fight, got knocked out by Jerry Cooney in the first round. Now, I take you to Miami, Florida, and it has to be about 2001, 2002. And it wasn't 2000 because I didn't want to go off of that New Year's Eve. Remember that? Stayed in the house like a big chicken spit. I was scared something was going to happen on that New Year's Eve on 2000 because of the millennium. I thought some terrorists would go crazy, so I stayed home. But anyway, it was 2001. We're down in Miami, Florida, and we're going to do a card on a Saturday night. And we're doing it at this big hotel. And this hotel's fronting us all kinds of money. I mean, big money. So the hotel gives me all the checks for the fighters and for the fighters, the official. I mean, all the checks. He gives me all the checks, and I've got all these checks in my hand. He says to me, Pedro, my front desk will cash these checks as soon as the first bell rings on Saturday night. I said, come again? He says, when the bell rings for the first fight, once the fighters are in the ring, ding, the bell rings, your checks are good. But until then, you can't cash the checks. The fight's got to come off. I said, okay, no doubt about that. So I go to Ken Norton. He's going to get $5,000 for showing up and autograph and spending an hour taking pictures with people and this and that. But I'm being a PR guy, right? So Ken Norton's going to get $5,000. So Ken says to me, comes to me about 2.5, 3 days before the fight. He says to me, listen, man, I need to get paid right now. I said, get paid what? He goes, the $5,000. I said, listen, man, I'm not into giving you $5,000. I didn't think you were worth $5,000, but I told him straight up, I didn't think you were worth $5,000. None of these people down here give a spit about you. They really don't care about you. You ain't got a big fan base. I mean, I'm just letting it have it because I don't want to pay him the $5,000 because I'm paying him the $5,000. I've got the money. Okay, I've got the money. So anyway, we go back and forth. I said, listen, once the first fight starts on Saturday night, all you have to do is go to the front desk and they will cash his check for you. I don't believe you. I said, let's go to the front desk. We'll talk to the hotel president and the hotel CEO, and they'll tell you. They'll cash your checks as soon as the first bell rings. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So I said to Ken Norton, listen, man, do I need to call you a cab or are you going to go along with the program? Well, I ended up calling him a cab. And I took the $5,000. Me and Harold Smith split that up. It was $2,500 each. So that was $5,000 there. Bottom line is, about a year and a half later, we're in Sacramento, California. It's the capital of the state of California. And we're up there for an event. I think it's a car dealership wants to have some MVP event. So they've invited Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, and Ken Norton. Those were the 4 guys. I wonder why they didn't invite Joe Frazier. Then I realized George was drunk. They didn't want Joe around. But anyway, so Ken Norton's there. And Ken Norton, he's giving Ali a bunch of crap. He's calling Ali like a retard. talk. You can't talk. And I mean, so it's got to the point where I'm ready. I can't slap on him. I mean, the guy's Ken Norton. I can't fire on him, although I wanted to. Believe me, I wanted to. So I was ready to wait for security, and Ali saw what was going down. So Ali jumped in and says to Ken Norton, he says, "Listen, man. Listen. That last fight, champ. You might have got the best of it." And so Ken Norton, and being the unpredictable guy that he was, he started crying. I mean, like sobbing the whole night. I got to take these guys out on stage like 90 seconds later. So I'm like with a tissue there, trying to get the crybaby, Ken Norton, trying to get his tears wiped up. This and that. So we ended up all going out on the dice. I introduced these guys. Norton was flat, no doubt about that. Of course, Ali didn't say a whole lot, but we got paid 20 grand for that one. So one appearance. That's what kind of money Harold Smith was pulling down. I kid you not. So that's why I hung with Harold. I got 20 grand for doing introducing 4 heavyweight champions up in Sacramento, California. You don't get that kind of money nowadays. You don't. I mean, come on, man. And it was cash. Did I say no? It was a check. It was a check. It was like a Western Union transfer. Well, imagine that, $20K for working like 3 or 4 hours. That's the way Harold treated me. I mean, other times Harold stiffed me, so I guess Harold treated me real good that time. May he rest in peace. Of course, he was a man that embezzled close to $100 million from Wells Fargo Bank and promoted boxing with that, called the Muhammad Ali Professional Sports. Of course, that was the fight company that took on both Bob Arum and Top Rank in the 1970s. And of course, they had him on the ropes in the early 80s as well, had him on the ropes. But then again, the U.S. Justice Department came in, realized that, Harold Smith's money was funny. And of course, Harold never walked into a bank. He never walked into a bank himself ever. The Wells Fargo Bank, he had a front guy walk into the bank for him every time they took his money. And they took close to $100 million. And the FBI and Wells Fargo tried to say that they accounted for nearly every dollar they sent. I don't believe it. I think that when Harold was hanging out over there in Dubai, when he died in Dubai about 8 or 10 years ago, I think he had some money with him then. Of course, he screwed me. I don't know if I told you I went to Dubai and I got sick over there. I think I got sick on the way over eating food on the plane. Don't eat airline food. You just don't, unless they serve it in first class. This wasn't first class, even though I think it was Singapore Airlines. So it was a good airline, no doubt about that. But the bottom line is, you don't eat airline food. So I ate airline food. I might have had a drink too, and I ended up getting sick. So I was sick there the entire time. So I was supposed to do some TVO work there. They rescheduled it. I wanted to do the reschedule thing. That didn't work out. So anyway, I'm ready to go. I mean, I've had enough. I'm sick as a dog. I've been in the hospital twice over in Dubai. Harold Smith says he wants me to cut a TV promo for him, but he don't want me to do it. I said, well, it's a 90-second promo. Just let me cut it. Just let me cut it and get on the plane. So, no. So he kept stalling. I couldn't figure out why he was stalling it. The reason why he was stalling is he didn't have any money to pay me. Didn't have any money to pay me. So he wanted to stall, and he stalled. So anyway, he kept stalling, and I finally got to the point where I said, I'm leaving. He goes, you can't leave, man. He goes, you can't leave. I said, yeah, I got an airline ticket. So, of course, he bought the airline ticket. When I went to the airlines to get on the airline ticket had been refunded. So somebody had went in and refunded the airline ticket. The ticket was worth nothing. I had the reservation still, but I didn't have the ticket. So I had to plunk down. I had my credit card with me. Thank God for credit. I'd still be in Dubai maybe. Anyway, thank God for credit. I plucked down like $1,400 to get on a real quick flight, the flight that I was supposed to take to San Francisco, of course. And I get on the flight, and I take sleeping pills. And Pepper One, you're not going to believe this. I took some sleeping pills on the ground there in Dubai, right? Took these sleeping pills, and I fell asleep for about 4.5 hours. So I woke up. We're on the ground. So I think we're on the ground in San Francisco. So I get up and take off my head. But I mean, I'm ready to party, right? We never took off. The plane was being repaired as I sat there and slept there in Dubai. So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't ever go to Dubai. Don't ever go to don't ever go. Just don't go there. There's nothing you want to go there for. Absolutely nothing. Unless you've got no nasal sense and you want to go over there and like smell smelly people, that's sort of cool. Outside of the Middle East, nothing. I mean, nothing. There was nothing there. The tourist attractions didn't. I went and saw the pyramids when I was in Egypt. It was a big deal. That wasn't enough for the weather. Horrible place to live. Thank God I never have to live there, and I'm not going back. In fact, I told you, if that guy offered me $1 million, if the turkey offered me $1 million, I wouldn't send Bailey over there. Straight up, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
I know that you want me, Lord.
Sometimes life changes and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home Now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset, All In Lid, isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. AllInLid.com. Be sure to check it out. AllInLid.com.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
But can I tell you something?
Huh?
I played high school football.
Mm-hmm.
Football that's a tough sport. Compared to boxing, it's much tougher than boxing. I enjoyed it while I was playing it, but it's a tough sport. I thank God that I did play when I started boxing. When I got tired from working hard, I thought about football days. I kept it on going.
Born Ernie D. Shavers, a.k.a. Ernie Shavers, August 31st, 1944. Died September 1st, 2022. The Black Acorn, the Black Destroyer, Puncher of the Century. Nobody punched harder than Ernie Shavers. I kid you not. 76-14, one draw, 70 knockouts. I can go on. Holy cow. He twice challenged the World Heavyweight Championship. First in 1977, losing a 15-round nod to Muhammad Ali. Ali got hurt in that fight, no doubt about that. Probably one of the most. He was probably hurt in that fight more than he was in any other fight occasion. Didn't get knocked down. But the bottom line is, he went on to fight other people. He fought Vicente Redon, Jimmy Ellis, and Ken Norton, of course, as well as three-time world, take that back, European World Heavyweight Champion Joe Bugner. Bottom line is, he fought everybody in the Shavers, but he was the hardest puncher ever. And I kept telling him, how the hell did you learn how to punch like that? And this is how Ernie Shavers wanted to put it. Straight up, let's hear from Ernie Shavers. I am honored, folks, with the presence of my next guest. Of course, he is called the Acorn, the Black Destroyer. I call him Ernie Shavers. Ernie, how's life treating you, my brother?
Life is great. And the fight game opened a lot of doors for me business-wise. I'm well-known worldwide. So I can travel all over the world. I stay quite busy.
74-14 with one draw. Let's talk about your boxing career before we get into Ernie Shavers 2017. Larry Holmes told me one time, me and Larry were kicking it in Antigua. You know where Antigua is? It's one of them islands out there in the Caribbean.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and Larry are kicking it on the beach, and I'm saying, what's it like, man? I mean, fighting these dudes. You fought some bad dudes. He goes, yeah. He goes, I said, Larry, the only time I ever got knocked down in a fight was when I didn't see a punch coming. He said, yeah. He goes, that applies with everybody. I said, with everybody except one person. I said, who's that? He goes, Ernie Shavers. He goes, you can see the punch coming, but it don't matter. You probably going down. You hit that hard, man.
Yeah, I was a tremendous puncher. See, I grew up on a farm doing bales of hay. We had an old wooden furnace, did a lot of chopping trees down, so we had to coal up from the coal. So they built up my leg and back myself with a power come from.
Interesting. But when how can I put this? Holmes told me you hit hard. I was with Ali in Macau on a couple of different occasions and this and that, and we talked about hard punches, this and that. And he said Ernie Shavers, and Ali wasn't the most vocal guy in the world in 1994, but he just rolled his eyes anytime I mention your name, man. Keep him away from me. Keep Ernie Shavers away from me. Ernie, I mean, they loved you, but they didn't want you around.
Well, I got along with Ali. Ali and Larry both were good to me. Ali let me use his training camp to prepare for Jimmy Ellis fight and three other fights. Larry always worked for me when I needed sparring partners.
Interesting. So, what was who got you started in boxing? Who was a manager? I can't think of his name right now. A little short guy. He fought. He used to fight back in the day as well. I can't think of his name. Who am I thinking of?
Pedro Tomez.
No. The little Jewish cat. The little Jewish cat that was with Don King. Remember, he lost you to Don King in a contract dispute or something like that. You know what I'm talking.
But he didn't get me started. That guy didn't get me started. Pedro Tomez got me started.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. The Don guy did work for me while I got in the fight game. But Pedro Tomez, out of Youngstown, Ohio, that's who started me back in 1967.
Okay. When you hit people and they fall the way they did, what did that say to you? You realized early on that you could punch, but when you could punch harder than any man in the history of the heavyweight division, and that's how you're regarded as the hardest puncher in the heavyweight history. George Foreman has told me that. Muhammad Ali has told me that. Larry Holmes has told me that. If those three guys tell me that, I'm going to believe them. You are the hardest puncher in heavyweight history.
Well, see, I grew up on a farm, see. I did a lot of hard work. We did a lot of chopping trees, throwing bales of hay, counting bags of wheat, and that made me become a hard puncher or develop my back and leg muscle where the power comes from. So when I started boxing, I'm naturally a puncher then. It taught me how to punch correctly.
They put guys that aren't even boxers in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, like Sylvester Stallone. He's an actor. They put him in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. They got boxing writers they put in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. You're the hardest puncher in heavyweight history, in the history of the game, in the history of Marcus of Queensberry rules, in the history of boxing, in the history of martial arts. You are the hardest hitter ever. You belong in that Hall of Fame, man, just as much as those other guys do.
Let me tell you why I'm not interested. I'm in a couple of Hall of Fame. I did win one last year. I see the Hall of Fame. They contacted me, want me to come in. I didn't want to do it. I felt so much. I wouldn't go up there and sign autographs and work 3 or 4 days. I didn't want to do it. Hall of Fame, that means nothing to me. God knows punch hard. That's all I need to know.
But you know what? Boxing fans, I think, they feel that you deserve your props, and that's where your props would come.
Well, sir, can I tell you something? I'm in 2 or 3 Hall of Fame, and Hall of Fame doesn't mean nothing to me. The world knows it. The fighters know it. That's all that counts.
Well, we put you in the Ring Talk Hall of Fame, no doubt about that, man. The hardest puncher pound for pound in the entire world. Now, Ernie Shavers, Larry Holmes said that he could see your punch coming and still get knocked down. How can I put this? I told you earlier, I've never been knocked down by a punch that I saw coming, so I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was like to be able to see a punch, because when you can see a punch, I don't know about you, but when you can see a punch coming, you can sort of like stand up to it. For some reason, you can take it. But when you can't see a punch coming, it's like, man, things happen.
Well, see, I'm such a powerful puncher, and I punch a lot harder and faster than most people believe because I was big, I'm slow. I had a lot of speed and a lot of power. That's what I knock guys down and knock them out with.
74-14, 68 knockouts, considered the hardest puncher in heavyweight history. Of course, he told us how he got that punching power. Now, what is life like for Ernie Shavers 2017?
Life is great. I'm known worldwide. I used to go to Europe. I work in Europe. I work all over America. I got 4 or 5 meetings coming up now. I'm leaving out this weekend. So I do a lot of traveling. I do a lot of work.
Ernie, you got to get me some work. You doing all this work? You got to get me some work.
Well, see, the fight game been so good to me, and I treat people fair. See, Archie Moore, Sugar Ray Robinson, Rock Marchand, all those guys told me what to do when I retired. How to treat people, how to care of myself. I do it, and then working for me.
You know, I got to work with two of those guys. Of course, the great Ray Robinson, Warren Walker Smith. He and I spent much of a weekend together. The Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran weekend in June of 1984. He was staying in the hotel room across from me in the old Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. So I got to spend some time with him. And, you know, man, he wasn't only the greatest in the ring as far as pound for pound is concerned, but he was an outstanding man as far as outside the ring concerned. He really knew boxing. He knew more about society and people than you could imagine for a prize fighter. He was well versed and a very articulate man.
Oh yeah, I met him here in Las Vegas. He gave me some good advice. I listened to it, and it worked out well.
Well, that's good. Anyway, what do you what's all right? What are you doing this week? What's Ernie Shavers doing this week?
Well, I go back to work next week. I'll be up in somewhere out Midway West. What's out there, personal appearances out there.
Okay.
Then I got 3 or 4 places lined up now to make appearances. I do autograph signing and stuff like that. So I stay quite busy.
Okay, when you look at I'm gonna hit you with a hard question here. 111 National Football League players were tested that died recently, and they were tested after they were dead for their brains as far as brain damage was concerned. And 110 out of 111 of them came up with this severe brain damage called CTE. Now, boxers come up with that a lot less. Is that I mean, if I had to believe it or not, I know I boxed, but if I played football as well. But if I had to send my kid in a direction, I wouldn't send him in the direction of football. Believe it or not, I'd opt out for boxing instead. I think it's less dangerous.
But can I tell you something?
Huh?
I played high school football.
Mm-hmm.
Football that's a tough sport. Compared to boxing, it's much tougher than boxing. I mean, I enjoyed what I'm playing, but it's a tough sport. I thank God that I did play when I started boxing. When I got tired from working hard, I thought of football days. I kept it on going.
Wow. Well, Ernie, we wish you the very best of luck and continued success in your future. And of course, I think the Kentucky Boxing Hall of Fame is talking about inducting you, and I think they should. I think every boxing Hall of Fame around the world should induct the Acorn, the Black Destroyer, the great Ernie Shavers, the man that put people on their butts. And guess what? They all knew it. They had been hit by Ernie Shavers, and life was never the same after that. So we thank you so much for spending some time with us today, man, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you now.
The great Ernie Shavers, who passed away September 1st, 2022. He was a good guy, no doubt about that. One time, I thought that Rahman Ali, Muhammad Ali's brother, was Ernie Shavers. So I'm set up this TV interview in Atlantic City. I got the camera crew, the whole 9 yards. So I go to him, hey, Ernie, how are you? What's it like? And he goes, I'm not Ernie Shavers. I'm Rahman Ali, Muhammad Ali's brother. I just cut the interview right then and there. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was like. Good Lord, they both look alike. No, they didn't really look alike. It was the place was dark. But yeah, I got into a little bit of trouble that night. There's no doubt about that. So Ernie Shaver was always good to me, but you know what? I don't want him on the end of that right hand. That right hand was an incredible force. I mean, everybody he hit. George Foreman told me that Shavers hit harder than him. I said, how do you know? Because I sparred with him and he hit harder than me. So how do you know? Anyway, Foreman thought he hit harder. Obviously, Ken Norton thought he hit harder. He knocked out Ken Norton. He knocked out a lot of people. Ernie Shavers was a bad dude, no doubt about that. And may he rest in peace. Let's roll to an early break. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, of course, Twitch.tv, and YouTube, of course. August 15th, Clarissa Shields. Remember her? Yeah, taking on Kay Scott. This women's boxing, of course, it'll be on the Zone, I believe, from Atlanta, Georgia. Straight right there back. Prime Video. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live worldwide.
Lord have mercy, look in my eyes. Lord have mercy. Your feelings to revealing you can't deny.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. That's 800-364-2984.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Thank you, Pedro. You gonna run tomorrow? I'll be right. You gonna run tomorrow morning?
Yeah, 5:30.
I'm leaving tomorrow at 10. I'll run with you tomorrow morning.
Okay, babe. Okay.
Sciatica. I ain't running. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this sciatica thing is really messing things up. So I went and saw the doctor last week, and he says to me, well, you can do steroids, you can do this, you can do that. You can do that. Didn't any of it sound too good. But the bottom line is I'm having sciatic issues, and it's a pain in the ass, no doubt about that. Now, the guy I was talking about with Ernie Shavers, who couldn't come up with his name, was the guy that died about a year and a half ago now, Don Elbaum. Don Elbaum was like 94 years old. At one point in time, Don Elbaum was a promoter in Michigan. And in 1964, remember Chris Bird, the world heavyweight champion from Flint, Michigan? Of course, he had his sister who was fighting as well, but the bottom line is he was the better of the three. So Chris Bird was the IBF heavyweight champion at one point in time, and his father was Joe Bird. That was his trainer. Well, Joe Bird turned professional in 1964, and Don Elbaum was a promoter, but they didn't have a fighter for him to fight. So what happened? Don Elbaum stepped in and went 6 rounds with Joe Bird in his pro debut. That's how classy that Don Elbaum was. He passed away a year and a half ago in the last year of his life. Listen, sometimes aging isn't pretty. A lot of times it isn't pretty. For the most part, it isn't. And it wasn't pretty with him. Of course, when he went at the end, his son was like on the internet and crying. And the fact that his dad didn't recognize him, that's really got to be heartbreaking. No doubt about that. Now, speaking of heartbreaking, let's go over to the world of Dana White. I don't like always doing this, but the bottom line is Dana had a card last night at his center down there in Paradise, Nevada, Enterprise, Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, the Meta Abex, call it what you want. But the guy by the name of Quillen Saluki stopped Mayaziz Garment And it was submission rear naked choke. That was in the first round. 4 minutes and 25 seconds. The co-feature lightweights. Both these guys are lightweights. Both these bouts are lightweights. 155 pounds in the world of the UFC. Carlos Diego Ferreira defeated Billy Quarantino. That was a unanimous night across the board. 3 rounds of zip. And as far as the chicks are concerned, were the chicks on the card? I thought there was a couple of chicks on the card. Yeah, there was. Women's strawweight bout. Alexa Thantera defeated Amanda Lenos by unanimous night across the board. 28-29, 29-28. Take that back. 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27. Bottom line is, chicks in MMA can punch. I mean, they're throwing with those 4-ounce gloves. I mean, they can really rack. Not too many chicks go the distance in the world of MMA, but give her some props. So I'm not a Dana White fan, but I give you the UFC every week because that is my job, and I have to know that I have to do it now. Of course, the next UFC event coming up will be the 15th. Of course, that takes place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Probably pack another 18, 20,000 people in there. But it looks like Islam Majikov is the welterweight champion, 170 pounds there in the UFC, and he's taking on a guy they've scratched. So I think they're looking for a last-minute opponent right now. Come of the women's strawweight bout, and the co-feature is going to be Mackenzie Dern. She can fight. She is a strawweight champion, 115, 100. How was she? Who's strawweight now? 110, 115? I can't figure out because it's different than boxing. Anyway, Mackenzie Dern defending against Gillian Robertson. That's going to be a 5-round women's bantamweight bout. Of course, that'll be on UFC TV. And of course, UFC is rocking and rolling. I don't like them, but they. I got to tell you, man, they did 18,000 people a couple of weeks ago. They did 18,000 people in Serbia. They did 17,000 people in Oklahoma City. They did 20,000 people for that Conor McGregor fraud a few weeks ago in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. Okay, of course that was a fight in which Conor McGregor went in there dirty. When I say dirty, he went in there hurt. Everybody knew he was hurt. I mean, he knew it. He went across the ring. He threw a front. He tried to say he hurt his knee when he threw that front kick. This and that. His knee was hurt going in. He's having surgery as I speak, I believe. Anyway, he was hurt going in, no doubt about that. But like other people have said, if Don King done this, there'd be a congressional investigation because it was Dana White. And of course, Dana White, according to Jorge Masvidal, is the benefactor of Dana White privilege. That's what he tells me, Jorge Masvidal. Of course, we give Dana White props, so he is a great promoter. Do I want him on boxing? No way, no how. Straight up. This has been another edition of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, your inside look at the world of boxing on MMA. And MMA, we are a production of the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. And next week, I hope to shake this mental fog to them, and maybe I could talk a little bit better. But the bottom line is, COVID's crazy, but I survived it. Till next week, keep your hands up, keep your chin down, but most importantly, keep your butt off the canvas of life. And I want to thank you, the impeccable one. Straight up, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide, a production of Sports Byline.
You, baby, just to say